Most people in the year will have what they... Now, here's another thing. People talk about the cold and the flu like the interchangeable things. Two completely different things. Common cold is nothing like a flu. A proper flu. So I had a young man, barber, 23 years old, came in a couple of weeks ago. And so when he was being triaged by the nursing team, they were like, oh, Jazz, can you see this guy? His observations are a bit, off. Like his heart rate's a bit quick. So young person, heart rate a bit quick. There's got to be a reason. What's driving that heart rate to go up? Temperature was like 39, 40 degrees, right? So first question, he was an Asian gentleman, is, have you had the vaccine? Because a lot of young people just haven't had the vaccine. Is it late COVID? And he was what we call rigering. So rigering is a symptom where you basically are shaking uncontrollably. Not fitting, but you're shaking. It's not continuous, but you have these kind of runs of what we call chills. So you're hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. It's that kind of feeling where you could be shaking, but you actually feel really hot and you're sweating. It's kind of paradox. A rigor is something, it's a very sensitive symptom actually. So for a good clinician, when you see that in someone, you're like, this isn't something you can fake. This is genuine. Okay, there is an infection somewhere in this man's body. So then, I screened him, I was talking to him, I was, what are your symptoms? Now, when you have, a cold or a flu, like I said, they're completely separate. You get a lot of generalized symptoms, and these generalized symptoms tend to be quite vague. All right, so this is what we'll ask about: have you got a sore throat? Have you got a headache? Have you got body aches? Kind of the thing you get, when you get DOMs from the gym, right? You got pain everywhere, but you haven't obviously been to the gym, but you get these random pains in muscles you didn't know exist. So for me, I always get lower
back pain. Thank you. Right? I get the same one when I'm about to get ill. Lower back pain. I'm like, oh, shit,
it's coming. So that's your precursor symptom. So yeah, for me, I get on one side. So only ever one side.
Right.
Like it feels painful when I swallow on one side, like glass, and I'm like, oh shit, it's coming. Right.
There have been times though I've staved that off. I've staved off the throat one a few times. And I'm like, it's just the throat, and I'm like, it's cool.
Turnover.
It's fine.
Pro ball player. Pro ball player.
That's what I'm saying. No. Turnover's bad. I stole it.
Right, that's it.
Guys,
I don't know the terminology because I'm not pro ball.
Stole it.
You stole it. Okay.
Thank you.
Fine. So this dude, so we swabbed him for COVID and flu, and it came back that he had influenza A. So influenza being the proper term for flu. And that's what it was. So, flu is a real thing. He was shaky. He was dehydrated. So because he was sweating a lot, in a normal day from breathing and sort of just normal fluid loss from your skin, you lose about 1.5 liters. No effort when you're well.
Yeah.
Right. So in a heightened state, when you're pyrexial, you have a fever, you're losing a lot more. It's what we call insensible loss. It's not that you're vomiting or diarrheal or pissing it out. You don't feel that you're losing it, but you're losing it.
Yeah.
So you do that for long enough. So he'd been in a fever state for 2-3 days, hadn't been maintaining his fluids. And because of that, your heart then has to compensate because your blood pressure starts to drop. You're what we call hypervolemic, so you're low in terms of your circulating volume. So therefore, you need to get more fluid in. But before you do that, the heart will then compensate by increasing your heart rate to increase that blood pressure to keep maintaining everything. That's why his heart rate was quick. And that was it. It was just to show that, flu is not real, obviously it's real. Can be a very serious condition. Okay. But the common cold, that's what I'm experiencing right now. It's not a flu. Okay. The thing that pisses me off the most is a blocked nose, man. It's just the bane of life. So what is a blocked nose? A blocked nose is basically when in your neck, the blood vessels are vasodilated. So vasodilated means that they're wide. Okay, so for example, when you come out of a warm shower, okay, the heat that's touching your skin means that the vessels in your skin vasodilate, which means they are wider, which means they can lose more heat. If you ran through the Arctic, your blood vessels are vasoconstrict, so they become smaller to conserve heat. So that's just they can get wider, they can shrink. Okay, so blocked nose is basically that. It's too much blood in your nose, in these vessels, causing congestion. So when you use something to unblock your nose, what you're doing to those vessels is you're narrowing them, you're causing the vasoconstrict, hence the blocked nose goes away.
Yeah.
Now, the most effective method I found is the buy from India. Okay, so Otrivin. You can buy Otrivin in the UK as well, but from my point of view, it's not as strong as the stuff you get in India. It's probably placebo. It's just the fact that we've had it growing up.
So you think that's me and night nurse.
We got a supply from India. We always have supply. Mum's got a box under the bed of stuff you just can't get here.
There you go.
And I did it at your flat yesterday. I think did I do it?
Laser drops.
I did the football. Yeah. But you kind of you have to get proper back and you have to get it in, there and then give it a good squirt. Now the side effect of it is you can give you headaches because it's causing that vasoconstriction, that narrowing the blood vessels everywhere, not just in your nose.
Oh God! So therefore, it's happening.
Don't take too much. Don't take too much. This is the key. You gotta know your thing. But yeah, blocked nose, man. That's the thing that really does it for me, because then your breathing becomes laboured as well. You go to mouth breathing when you're sleeping. You're like,
That mouth breathing.
never ever do that again. Oh God, Sanj. I just don't know. He's like a reindeer or something. I don't know what that is. That noise. You and your noises, man. Oh, you didn't tell the. You got to show listeners.
Okay.
So on arrival yesterday, Sanj warned me that when we go to watch the football, there may be a noise that you make in expectation. So you know when the commentators get really excited about there might be a goal.
Like, oh, there's a goal. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the noise.
That's what they do. No. They're like, oh, Mbappe.
Yeah,
And then that's it.
He's through. They get really excited. Yeah. So what's the noise, Indy?
Oh, I just make it sound like it's a half orgasm. That's all. It's nothing major.
It's not that all. I mean, like the way he drops it and walks away.
It's nothing that major.
You're going to have to show us the noise.
Huh?
You're going to have to show us the noise.
I do a little. Yeah, that's what I do.
Right, and then go back to the mouth breathing.
Huh?
Can you interchange them?
Oh, mate.
Can you do one then the other? Just for like 2 beats each?
Mate, am I your fucking bum?
Just do it, man. Go on, it's so good.
I don't know what I'm doing now.
The viewers want to hear it.
I feel a bit weird now. I'm not going to lie. Can we move on?
I'll do the other one. You do the other
Let's
one.
not.
Go on, just do it once.
No.
Do your noise. I'll do mine. Go on.
No.
Go.
No.
Do it. You're right. You're right there. I'm going to get you two. I'm going to get Sanj to do it. You might as well do it. Go on. Take ownership.
What do you want me to do?
You do the football noise. I'll do your other breathing noise.
So fucking weird.
Oh, you're the master of noises, you are.
Thank you. Continue on. Mouth breathing.
Mouth breathing, yeah, it really pisses me off. And then, you're in bed, you're trying to get in a comfortable position, you go into one side, being on your back is really bad.
Have you heard this Huberman talk? You know who Andrew Huberman is?
A neuropsychologist?
Yeah.
Neuroscientist?
Yeah.
What does
Going
he
to
say?
sleep. He gives you tips about sleeping, saying you need to close your mouth when you sleep. Don't be a mouth breather. Breathe through your nose. Put tape over your mouth. All this shit.
Tape over your mouth?
Swear to God.
I don't know what you and Sanj are into, man.
No. I'm not doing this. I'm
Weird
telling you the stuff
BDSM
that he
shit,
said.
man.
The stuff that he said is this. He said literally, if you're struggling to sleep and breathe through your nose, put tape over your mouth.
Right.
And sleep.
So Sanj,
Swear to God, it's a thing.
Sanj, the next time you wake up and your hands are tied and your legs are tied and you can't breathe, right? You'll know why.
Do you think I'm going to do this to myself? I got fucking facial hair. I can't do this tape over the mouth shit.
I didn't say to you. I said when you do it to Sanj is what I
Why
said.
would I do it to her?
I mean, you love her.
She sleeps like... She's laughing because it's that. It's just the whole like mouth open.
Last night.
It's cute.
Last night.
I'm used to it. It's cute.
Last night Shindy was snoring. And and the thing is, she gets on her back and I'm like, why are you on your back? You know you're gonna snore. Just get on your bloody side, right? So I did obviously you can't kick. So I did the nudge, but I think there was the last nudge I did was a bit strong. I did a bit of a strong nudge and she did wake up. And then I pretended that I was asleep. So I was turned on the side and I was like, I don't know anything about this. So
married men problems, man.
It seeps into everything, doesn't it? Yeah, snoring. What do you do with snoring partners? That's a good question, guys. What do you do when your partner snores? What's the most effective methodology to stop them snoring? Is it putting tape over their mouth? Do you stop them breathing altogether? Because then the problem is
solved. Do you just roll them over
off the bed,
or just roll them over on the side? This rolling over on the side thing is actually a flawed concept. It doesn't work.
It makes the snoring less.
Yeah, definitely. But it doesn't work.
No. But what you're trying to do is put somebody in recovery position so the tongue is out of the way, so there's less obstruction.
Yeah, but how do we know that the tongue is definitely causing the snoring?
That's most of the time what it is. The snoring is.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's just your tongue just vibrating. That's it.
Bro, it's not vibrating.
So what's it doing?
Why are you making this dirty, man?
I don't know.
Why is
what's
the
your
tongue vibrating?
Tongue doing? What's your tongue doing?
It's obstructing the airways in the way. That's all it is.
What? So it's like it's covering.
So it's covering your airway, and then the noise of snoring is the noise of air going past an obstruction.
Oh.
That's all snoring is.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just thought it was a nasal construction.
No, you thought it was your vibrating tongues.
Or nasal construction. I didn't know it was like your tongue is blocking it.
No, it could be nose as well. So you're right. It could be nasal obstruction, but I'm saying more commonly it's your tongue. That's normally the problem. So by putting somebody on the back, the tongue is much more likely to obstruct the airway. When somebody's on the side, kind of more in the recovery position, it's less likely, which is why when somebody is unconscious, you put them in that because you don't want them to obstruct their airway or vomit and therefore swallow the vomit and then that goes in the wrong pipe. That's the reason why we put people in the recovery position. The fact that you thought tongues vibrate, you were a very odd man. I'm going to tape your mouth shut next time. Stop your tongue.
You can try to, man. I ain't going to do that.
Do you snore?
No, never.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Here you go.
I try and breathe through my nose every time I go sleep.
Yeah, because you
tape your mouth. Huberman. That's it.
Human.
That's it, man. Huberman's ruined me. They all have, to be fair. When they all give me these like bits of knowledge, I'm like, oh, God. I need to do all of what they're saying. Everything.
My God.
I need to run 15 miles a day. All of it.
All right, David Goggins.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. You hear them all: David Goggins, Joe Rogan, Andrew Huberman, Chris Williamson. They're all like fucking like work out hard, run till you die, magic mushrooms, smoke weed, don't smoke weed, don't take drugs, but also sleep.
Don't drink coffee.
Don't with your mouth open. Don't drink coffee for the first 2 hours in the day. But enjoy your coffee, but don't enjoy it too much. Have a drink twice a week, but if you drink, it will lower your life expectancy. I'm like, yo, fuck me, man. Give me a middle ground, please.
Or just stop listening to it.
Yeah, or just stop listening to it. Or give me a middle ground. That could work too.
Okay. So guys, the final point I want to make here is if you present in hospital and you've got pain and we ask you, have you taken a painkiller? Don't tell us you haven't taken a painkiller and accept the painkiller we're going to give you. Take bloody the one at home. This whole thing about I didn't want to mask it because then you might not know what it is. Like, we're doctors, we'll work it out. Okay, your symptoms, but if you're in pain, take painkillers. That's what they're designed for. Okay, you can still have painkillers and go to hospital. We have no issue. It's not that we're saying have the painkillers and therefore stay home.
Yeah.
Okay, there is a fine line between that. If somebody's got a headache and yes, it's just running painkillers, but it's only when they're on. It only gets better when they have painkillers, and that's been going on for a while. Fair enough. Okay, but if you got a simple, I had a headache yesterday, took some painkillers. And the other thing about this I would say is take proper doses. I don't know why some desi people have this idea that, oh, I don't want to get used to the paracetamol, the ibuprofen, therefore I'll just have one tablet. It's like, shut up, man. You're not taking them every day. Take 2 paracetamols, take 1 gram, take 400 milligrams of ibuprofen, take it properly, never on an empty stomach with ibuprofen. Be sensible, but just medicate properly. Okay, you're not going to get addicted. These people, I'm just going into a rant now, isn't it?
I can see
people
it.
that come to hospitals like, oh, I don't want to be dependent on the medications. It's like, why are you coming to hospital? For me to fix you, right?
Well, I'm just going to give you the same medications that you're rejecting.
No. But then here's the funny point, right? It's like your blood pressure's high, right? Oh, I don't want to be on medications. Like, okay, but you're going to go and swim 3 times a week and do this for 6 months and change your lifestyle. You really going to do that? Or you can take the Goli once a day. You're going to take the Goli once a day. So stop chatting shit, yeah? And just have the tablet. If you're going to put the F in, that's fine. I'm happy you're going to do that. But don't be like, oh, I don't want to take the tablet, but I just want to do with herbal remedies. Oh, bullshit, man. Put some F in, okay? Put some F in.
Go watch Andrew Huberman. Go listen to David Goggins.
Yeah, exactly. Get motivated, okay? Tape your wife's mouth with tape, like Indy says. Okay, rant over.
So if you have a runny nose...
If you have a runny nose, use a nasal decongestion. Blow your nose often in the morning or whenever you need to. Just basically debung, right? If you do that, you're basically pulling it down to your mouth and you can get it out that way if you want. That's preference.
Or swallow it.
Yeah, I don't recommend swallowing it.
I don't recommend, but people do.
You could. I mean, if you're in a social setting, you're at work where you can't do the talk, then...
when that phlegm comes out there, like when you start coughing up phlegm on day 6 of flu, you're like, oh, it's actually quite nice. It makes you feel like you're getting the Kung out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not nice is not the word. You mean therapeutic?
Yeah, as in like, oh, it's actually coming out now.
Yeah,
like,
you feel like you're winning.
Like I'm winning the battle.
The
battle's nearly over.
Yeah. Absolutely.